Discord. Let's see what we got. Technique review, Technique Tuesday. Let's go. Oh, got a booty shot. Okay, you cool with me looking at this squat on stream? I'm excited. Yeah, you, Pagro, sorry, I didn't say. Don't look at my notifications, stop it. Mind your business, chat. Yeah, okay. Okay, so this is a PR, 260. All right, here we go. Still wearing my work pants. I love it, I love it. Oh my goodness, how did that feel? No revivers. I said don't look at my notifications, dude. It's fine. It's fine. I'm ADHD. I will get to it. Felt good. Here we go. So it's about there. 25, 26, 25. Whew. Man, that was a grind. Oh, I feel that for you, dude. I feel that one. I feel it in my soul. Yeah, I'm so impressed. Are you close enough to the safeties to have caught that if you if you failed? You're pretty tired with that. That was your last set. You did a PR for your last set, you silly bean. It felt like a challenge, but not bad. Amazing, amazing. I wish I could have seen the other sets too. I would have liked to see like the progression. Those safeties are useless, they're too small. Okay, gotcha. So it was either I stand up or I die. Can you drop on that floor? If you had to, can you bail? We might have to get waifu. We might have to get waifu to start learning how to spot you. You did a set before that with weight, 2 reps. Felt easier. Yeah, I would have really liked to see the progression and just see you kind of like, oh, we could put like a time relapse, It's foam pads on a concrete basement floor. So if you needed to bail, do you know how to bail? You don't really want to practice bailing, but you do want to know in your brain how to do it. You basically just, kind of just like toss it off of your shoulders, push your chest forward. It's not the best way. You have an idea? Okay. So I just want to make sure that you know. I know that you guys are trying to save some money, but is it perhaps within the realm of possibility to get some more effective safeties? Is it the safeties or is it the stand, do you think? Because you're starting to get up into big boy weight. So moving forward, it's something we want to be mindful of because it might happen. I mean, it's likely, it happens to everybody. So it's likely it's going to happen at some point that you're going to have to bail as you stretch and as you overreach. We got to overreach in order to make gains, you know? We got to overreach. So that's what I would say. It's just something to think about it. Or teach Pagro waifu how to spot. It's this is the way that I teach to spot. And this is how I spot. I wish I had another person here. Rufus, come here. I'm just kidding. When someone is spotting or squatting, basically You squat with them and you have like robot arms or zombie arms, depending on how far away you are. And if you see the weight start to come back down, that's when you just kind of jump in with your zombie arms or with your robot arms, and you just give a little bit of pressure to help them come back up. You're not taking the whole weight up. You're just kind of like giving a little bit of pressure. So that way, usually people just need a tiny bit of pressure to help them get the weight back up. It's happened to me where like Boop-a-Loop is just the tiniest little tap on the bar to help me get past a spot. So when you want to do PRs again, it's just a good idea to like either maybe have waifu down there with you, just in case. Just in case, I would send you mine, but they're kind of proprietary to my rack. So, because I have another kind. They're not ideal, but like they might be better than what you have. But they're meant for these holes, and I don't think that the holes in this rack are the same size as yours, because I'm not really using them. But yeah, that let's maybe like think about something like that. Maybe get I know you're trying to save money right now. The ones you have are so short. I mean, they look like they're just J hooks. They look like just straight up J hooks. You'd have to be squatting like right up against the rack. So just because you're getting up there in weight, unless you were to take, the thing is, here's another option. You could take the next 6 months, step back from heavy lifts and just focus on muscle building. So you're working mainly with like lower weights, higher reps. And then you don't have to worry about the safeties as much on that, especially if you're not doing AMRAP sets or if you're not going close to failure. So if you wanted to save some money and kind of put that off for a little while, you could do that, or just, step back and just only work with your between 60 and 75% range. 60 to 75% 1 rep max. Holder! Wow! 0, boop. Thank you for the raid. Hi, everybody. Oh my goodness, we got some beefy people in chat, so we got to do a little gun show. Just a little baby one. Just hello there. Just a little one. Okay, this is for Holder. Oh, I got some new track lights here, so they give me a little bit of definition. I don't know if you can see the muscles. Oh my God, I had such a pump on Sunday night when I was streaming because I did a kettlebell workshop this weekend. Don't forget Holder's boop too. Boop for Holder. Hi everybody. How was Holder's stream? We were just looking at some technique stuff. Hello, Acro. How are you, motherfucker? I'm so excited for those of you who are going to TwitchCon this year. I'm really sorry that I can't, but my dog is the worst. He's the worst. I can't leave him alone right now. I brought in I don't know if you know like all the story, but like I had to bring in a behavioral specialist to analyze him because I thought I was gonna have to say bye-bye to him. Yeah, it's been a rough time. This has been a rough year with him. He's all but destroyed my house, the floors in my house, and currently I am going through and spending the money that I would have spent going to TwitchCon, completely getting new floors. So that's fun. So yeah, I'm not gonna be going this year because 1, I'm still trying to work on his behavior, and 2, I've had to replace the floors in my house. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited for you guys though, and I hope that you guys come up with like all kinds of cool thingies and like projects and stuff. I'm really excited because things are starting to wind down with my personal businesses like I kind of slowed down, stepped back from everything, social media and all extra stuff so that I could rework my business model. All of that's winding down, so I'm winding back up my social media content and presence. So next year is gonna be my year. Next year I'm gonna go to all the things, to TwitchCon. I'm gonna be hanging out with people more. It's gonna happen. And Rue is gonna be in a better place too. He's not dying. He's not gonna die. I didn't even mean to make it sound like he's gonna be in a better place. Not like that. He's mentally, emotionally gonna be in a better place. But what was Holder up to? Holder, you are on a podcast now. Can you drop the link? Can you drop the link for the podcast, or can someone drop the link? If you get timed out, don't worry. I can still repost the link. I've been seeing clips of that on the TikTokies. Look at that boy. We've been doing our technique reviews. Let's see. Carrie, how are you, gorgeous gamer? Did you move? Did you move already? Or is that still to happen? Or is it happening? I feel like I need to catch up with you. I've been so out of the loop on my life, on my social life. I don't know what's going on anymore. Okay, so next up we're gonna look at Sci Guy Geek's squats, right? Yeah. Okay, so I'm having Sci Guy Geek do slow eccentric squats. Let me see, I'm gonna actually, does that go to full screen for you guys too? Oh yeah, here we go. All right, so this is 2:30. Oh, I thought that we were gonna be doing, oh wait, no, these are, oh gosh, never mind. We switched blocks now. So this is the first week of Sci Guy's next block. We are literally just doing the big 3 lifts. We were coming out of a muscle building block where we were doing slow eccentric squats, slow eccentric pause squats or tempo pause squats, whatever. A lot of muscle building, a lot of high volume, and he was feeling pretty dead towards the end. So now we're shifting gears and just focusing on the big 3. He has a competition coming up in December. We're still sticking with volume right now, but just like psychologically to keep things simple for him because he got a little overwhelmed. We've taken out the accessories for now, just for like the next 2 weeks or so. And we talked about that on Sunday night. So just to kind of make things simple. So let's take a look at these squats. Can I set it to loop? No, it's not like YouTube. All right, so he's a low bar squatty boy. So we're doing high volume, building the muscle. It's so low. Back is staying straight. I wish I could see from profile though. 2. I mean, it looks good. I'm happy with it. So we see ankle, ankle, knees, hips are moving at the same time. The things that I go, when I'm looking at my clients' squats for technique reviews, a couple things that I look for. Number 1 is the back staying in alignment through the entire range of motion. There is a little bit of a stripper squat going on at the very bottom part. So as we come up, and it doesn't happen on all of the reps. So, wait, maybe no, just it's the tiniest bit, but I don't actually think it matters. I don't think it actually matters. But in general, what we look for is the back staying in the same alignment. We don't really want any kind of curvature while the weight is moving, either from the top to the bottom and then back up to the top. We want the spine to stay basically the same, just for safety. That keeps the spine safe. What sometimes happens though is, especially when someone has really powerful glutes, is that we can sometimes get where the hips come up a little bit faster than the shoulders. So here we go. Right there. Do you see how like the hips just a tiny bit come up before the shoulders? But it's like, I don't actually think it's much of a big deal. It is something to watch for as we get heavier. The weight is 230. The weight is 230 for a set of 10. As we get heavier, that's just something that we want to keep an eye on, because we don't really want to we don't want that to grow into a really like larger time between the hips going and the shoulders going. Right now, it's not really a big deal, but what we want to avoid is the amount of time growing between the hips rise and the shoulders rise. So what I'm talking about is we want to avoid what's called a stripper squat, where you come down and then the hips come up and then the chest comes up. And which, a lot of times happens when people, their hip hinge is really strong, but they're not really driving through their quads as much. So to fix that, if it starts to become an issue, and I'm not saying that it is an issue yet, but if it starts to grow into an issue, is we want to kind of drive the big toe into the ground, kind of bring the weight more forward to engage the quads a little bit more and fire up the quads a little bit more and keep the core tight. It's not an issue now, but that's how we will fix it if it becomes an issue, if that makes sense. Otherwise, it's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful. Love to see it. Love to see my friend wearing my merch. Wearing the Gains merch as well. Where is it? Yeah, repping the merch right there. Wearing the squat shirt on the squat day. So yeah, it looks good. I want to see more. We're going to continue adding on a little bit of weight every week over the next few weeks until we get to where we want to work a heavy block. But it's awesome. Love to see it. Love to see it. So I don't know if Sai Guy's in the chat, but we do want to keep an eye on here's the thing. In competition, it doesn't fucking matter. Okay? In powerlifting, in the competition, it doesn't matter. You can have the ugliest squat in the world. As long as your hips get below your knees and you don't fall down and you're able to stand back up, you're going to get white lights. So when we do our technique reviews and we just kind of look at little things like this, there are things for us to think about that can help us to get the weight up more efficiently. But I don't think you're going to be getting extra points for perfect technique when you're at the competition. Now, that's not to say that you should practice bad technique. It's just, we don't need to sweat about it so much, especially if it's like little things that are not actually going to cause any pain or anything like that. So I don't want us to get, because we've been having the struggle with staying on plan, if it is too much to think about with really trying to optimize the technique, then we can also just take that off the plate too, right? If you just want to get the reps in, we can focus on that. And I can shut the fuck up about technique for a little bit if you just want to spend 2 weeks just lifting, like barbarian strength style, So that's an option for Sai Guy. But I love to see it. Love to see it. Can't wait to see the competition, which I'm going to be at, even if I have to sell my dog to kidding. I'll figure something out with Rue. I will get a good, I'll get a good sitter for him. I actually have a client's daughter who is interested. And she's like vet tech trained. So I might be able to get her. In December, it'll be easier to get her. Punder, how are you? I think that's it for Technique Tuesday, guys. Good job today. Good job, everybody. Nice squats. Nice squats. All right, I'm gonna get my BCAAs and I'm gonna start warming up and get my workout in. Thanks for the feedback. Well, it's like, I don't wanna give too many, the thing is like, I don't wanna give too many nitpicks for you as well, because that's the most you've ever squatted. And when you're doing like the most you've ever squatted for the first time in your life, it's expected to have like weird wonky things happen. But that's why we test though, because the testing shows us what we need to work on, which we can talk about. You felt good about doing it, but nervous about showing it. Yeah, that's why I didn't want to give too much like technique nitpicking, because it's kind of like with Sheps stepping onto the mat for his competition. The fact that you tried it, that's enough as it is. If I were your trainer, I have in mind, okay, so these are the exercises that I want to work on. That reveals to me what I would want to work on next with you, like what exercises I would put into your program, because I can see the PR, the max tests reveal to us like what chains are weakest, because those will break down first. And I think you already know what they are. I think you have a little bit of an imbalance between your left leg and your right leg. You definitely favor that right leg. So if I were your trainer, and this is probably the most important thing to take away from your PR test, I think it would be a good idea to, if you're not already, incorporate some unilateral work to help strengthen up your left leg and catch it up so that it's taking on as much of the load as the right leg next time you go to do as much weight as you can. So simple as single leg squats, which you can do with a dumbbell, and you don't even need a lot of weight. I would also recommend tempo squats or slow eccentric squats, because those help you to really focus on your balance as you're going up and down. And I would say slow eccentric on your not heavier, but like when you're under the bar. So what I would do is like, for your barbell practice, where did it go? For your barbell squats, I would take this new 1 rep max, and I would start with 60% of that. That's a nice little like accumulation, like muscle building. And I would practice slow, where you unrack and you're going down into your squat really, really slow, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5 seconds. Just pause at the bottom and then come back up. Super, super slow, pause, and then come back up. And what that will allow you to do is first of all, identify in the squat when your weight wants to shift over to your right, you're able to correct it more quickly, because you'll be able to notice it. When we're moving really fast in our squats, we don't realize, I have this habit of like, I go down a little bit more on my left leg and then I come up on my right leg. That was a habit that I had before I started practicing slow eccentric or tempo squats. So that helped me to fix that. And so it's a similar, I think that will help you similarly. So you do your, 3 or 4 sets of tempo squats. And then if you're doing a leg day, as an accessory, I'd grab a kettlebell or a dumbbell and practice single leg squats. So you just kind of put your heel up and practice squatting in one leg. And start with your weak leg. So that would be for you, the left leg. And do to fatigue. Count how many reps until like right before muscle failure. And then do the same number of reps on the other side, even if it doesn't bring that leg as close to muscle failure, because the point of unilateral is to catch up the weak side. That's what I would start doing, is similar things like that to help catch things up. What's up, Muscle Mac? How are ya? That's what I would do if I was your trainer. That's what the PR revealed to me. Because the thing is, like, doing 1 rep max tests can be good for the sake of powerlifting, just like, yeah, look how much I can lift. But the practical part of max testing is exactly this. It shows me, okay, this is what we need to work on next. And if I'm stuck in my own training, or if I'm stuck for a client, like I don't know what to do next. Well, rarely that's the case. But if I'm like having trouble deciding what kind of accessories I want to program for a client, we might do a max test, either an AMRAP, where they're doing multiple reps to failure, or let's do an actual weight max test, because that will show me what we need to work on next. So that's one way that you can use these PRs. So it is fun to be like, oh, look what I can do. This is more than I've ever lifted. But the practical side of thing, which is more important, is, okay, let's see what breaks down first within safety, okay? So next time you test your maxes, I would love it if you had your waifu with you to just be there, just in case, because I like you. I don't want you to die. Or maybe have some other safeties. Or you also could just get like a little day pass at a gym, like a big box gym, and then do your max test there with their squat rack using their safeties. Just as, you might even be able to not even have to pay for that. Because a lot of times people, like the first time that you go to a gym, a lot of times you don't have to pay for it. So that's what I'm thinking. You're gonna shop for safeties? Okay. All right, I'm gonna feed my dog. You get him. He says, I'm so hungry. And then I'm gonna get my workout in. Well, I'm gonna get my BCAAs. Okay, so I'm gonna be right back.